Welcome in, guys, to another episode on the MPC YouTube Sports Podcast or show, whatever you want to call it. It's your host, Michael Canelo, and today we're going to be going over your guys' team's picks tomorrow night as the NFL first round draft picks are selected. And if you guys want to find out who your team selects tomorrow, I'll be the first one to tell you the day before. So make sure you guys watch this either today, tomorrow before the draft, and let me know your thoughts. So here we go with the first round pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars select quarterback Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. This is a no doubter. He's the best player available in the draft. He's always been QB1 since high school, probably even before that. So it's no doubter for the Jacksonville Jaguars that need a quarterback. With the second round pick in the 2021 draft, the New York Jets select Zach Wilson, quarterback, BYU. This is another no doubter because they traded Sam Darnold, so they need a quarterback. They got a new coach, so he probably traded Darnold because he wants to bring in his own guy. And Zach Wilson's the second best quarterback. Big arm, athletic, and we'll see what he do. We'll see what he does. Not a big time school, but hey, you just need to have the passion and work hard to play the position, and you'll be good at it. With the third round pick, the most controversial probably in the top 10, the San Francisco 49ers select Mac Jones, quarterback, Alabama. A lot of people, especially Niner fans, are showing hate to this guy. I don't know, for no reason. They just think because he's not athletic, because the quarterback position in the NFL is moving towards that direction of mobility. But man, this guy could sling it. There's videos out there that show him on his pro day missing targets, but who knows? Everyone misses targets, and they're like, if this guy can't even hit open targets with no one on him, imagine what he does with the defense out there. But man, like another quarterback we'll talk about later, Trey Lance, like he hasn't played in over a year. Some of these players opted out because of COVID and all that, but I think this is the perfect pick for Kyle Shanahan, and he has to get this right because I think this is his last year, I believe, before he gets on the hot seat if the Niners don't do good. They still have Jimmy G, but I believe they'll trade him somewhere here in the first 2 days of the draft. So the Niners take Mac Jones, quarterback, Alabama. With the fourth round pick, the Atlanta Falcons select tight end from Florida, Kyle Pitts. I believe this is the best wide receiver / tight end, more of the wide receiver type because his blocking is still a big question mark, but I believe he's a Darren Waller / Kittle, catching the ball, running routes with that speed. So this just puts another weapon for the offense of the Falcons, and they don't draft a quarterback because they restructured Matt Ryan's contract, so that says he will stay, and he's a pretty good quarterback, so it just makes the offense even more better. Even if Julio Jones does leave, Kyle Pitts brings something to that offense. With the fifth round pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select Penei Sewell, tackle, Oregon. This is a no-brainer for all the Bengal fans that want to take Jamar Chase, especially their quarterback, Joe Burrow, that got hurt last year, a gruesome injury on his knee. He needs all the protection he could get before he becomes the second story like Andrew Luck did, because he didn't have protection early on in his career. Jamal Chase is a great receiver, but the Bengals already have a decent, if not a good, receiving core. So Penei Sewell is the no doubt pick for me for the Bengals, and it should be for Burrow as well. With the sixth round pick, the Miami Dolphins select Jamal Chase, wide receiver, LSU. I think they could go either with him or Waddle, but for me, the best fit would be Chase. It does make sense, Waddle, because they have Tua, and that was his right receiver in college. Also because they want speed, so it could be Waddle, but I put Chase right here because he's the number one receiver in my eyes in this class. But it could make sense because they already have a guy with ability to go after the ball, like Devontae Parker. So it'll make sense, Water here, but I put Jamar Chase there. With the seventh round pick, the Detroit Lions select Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama. This helps Jared Goff, who just got traded this offseason to the to his receiving core, so it'll make him throw that deep ball like he likes, especially in play action. Waddle brings that to the game. He could stretch it, he could go up for it, and he just got speed, man. And who knows, maybe they'll put him in special teams early on in his career because that's how he was in Alabama, even late in his career. But hopefully he recovers from that injury and he's back to being Jalen Waddle we've seen at Alabama. With the 8th pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select rashaans, Slater, tackle, Northwestern. To me, this makes perfect sense because they got Sam Darnold, so I don't think they'll take a quarterback. They're listening to trade offers, but I think they'll sit right here with the tackles to protect Sam Darnold. They just traded away Teddy Bridgewater today, so this tackle will protect Sam Darnold, and they'll get they signed the weapons they need to make Darnold great, and I think he'll be a great quarterback and a great quarterback for this system of the new head coach that just came in last year. With the 9th pick in the 2021 draft, the Denver Broncos select Trey Lance, quarterback, North Dakota State University. I know they just traded for they traded for Teddy Bridgewater today, but I think they'll bring in Trey Lance still. They don't believe in Drew Lock, man. He has a strong arm and everything, but he makes these throws that don't make sense at all. And I believe he's not really into the film and studying the game and putting in the effort to be a good quarterback in this league. So this makes sense for me for the Denver Broncos. With the 10th pick and Jerry Jones, yes, your Dallas Cowboys select and should select Patrick Surtain II, cornerback, Alabama. This corner is the best corner in the draft, best defensive back in the draft. So this is no doubter to help the Cowboys defense, which was historically bad last year. With the 11th pick, the New York Giants select Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama. This just adds to the weapons they already have in Ingram and Sharp. This brings Daniel Jones, another weapon, into the system. They recently talked about bringing in more receivers with speed, so Devontae Smith makes perfect sense here, and he could stretch it. And I believe the Giants will be contenders next year for the NFC East title because they get Saquon Barkley back, and if everyone stays healthy, that young defense is playing good, as we've seen last year, and I think they'll be contenders. With the 12th pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select J.C. Horn, cornerback, South Carolina. They just traded away, I believe. If not traded, they let go of them in free agent. They re-sign them, some of the cornerbacks. So this makes perfect sense for the Eagles to bring in a good cornerback in J.C. Horn. He's a little bit different than Surtain because I believe he guesses more and he takes chances at the ball, which could be bad and good in some situations. But this is the pick that the Eagles need to get at number 12. With the 13th pick, the LA Chargers select Christian Darsaw, tackle, Virginia Tech. This is the perfect fit for the Chargers. They add more protection right here. They signed a couple of tackles in the offseason, but this one solidifies either the left tackle or the right tackle right now and in the future for the quarterback. The not rookie of the year, but offense player of the year for their team in Justin, the quarterback. So this makes perfect sense. So Herbert, this adds more protection to you, and you should like this pick. With the 14th pick, the Minneapolis Vikings, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Vikings select Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive tackle, USC. This adds more protection for them as well for Kirk Cousins. They already established that receiving core last year with Jefferson, which a big steal was in the draft. So this gives them even more protection for Cousins, who is a good quarterback. With the 15th pick, the New England Patriots finally select a quarterback from Ohio State, Justin Fields. Not just from Ohio State, but a quarterback in the first round in Justin Fields. So this brings the end to the top 5 quarterbacks, but there's plenty more out there. But this is a perfect pick for the Patriots. He could sit a year in learning the system under Cam, and which will make be good for him, because then the next year they could just plug him in, and he's similar to Cam Newton, probably not as big and powerful, but the running style, probably even a better passer. But I believe New England would take Justin Fields with the 15th pick. With the 16th pick, the Arizona Cardinals select Caleb Farley, cornerback, Virginia Tech. Here's another chancy cornerback that's very good in size, speed, and this is a perfect pick for them because they lost quite a few players in the secondary this offseason. So they're bringing in fresh, new face. Could be a big step for the future, even especially for the defense. So Caleb Farley going to the Cardinals. With the 17th pick, my Las Vegas Raiders select Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. For me, this solidifies their position at linebacker for at least the next 5 years. This is a great player. He didn't play last year, opted out as many did. But this makes total sense for the Raiders and the Gus Bradley system, that 4-3 defense. He gets his linebacker, and a great one right here, with the number 17 pick. With the 18th pick, the Miami Dolphins select Jeremiah Osuna Kumara, linebacker, Notre Dame. This one's really hard because him and Parsons had good careers in college, but just give Parsons that little edge because of his speed probably. But this is another good linebacker out of Notre Dame. He can move. He's a ball hawk. He could cover. And this pick for the Dolphins solidifies their linebacker position because they let go of Kyle Van Noy this offseason. So that's their pick at number 18. At number 19, the Washington football team, that doesn't have a name yet, takes Jermaine Davis, linebacker, Kentucky. This is another name that came out not in the early stages of the offseason, but late in the offseason. From Kentucky, a linebacker, great speed, probably top speed out of all the linebackers in the draft. And I believe this will help the Washington football team's defense even get more better to that elite level, and help them tremendously. Even though they're probably one of the best defense last year, this will help them even in the future, and this player will help them even right now. With the 20th pick, the Chicago Bears select Greg Newsome II, cornerback, Northwestern. This is another big-time cornerback in the first round because the Bears did let go of the two cornerbacks this offseason, so they need that corner spot solidified to go with Mack and those guys, and on the defensive side. So I don't have them drafting a quarterback because I believe they'll get a quarterback on the second day or even the third day, because there's still good ones out there. So this is a pick for the Bears and their defense. With the 21st pick in the NFL 2021 draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Jalen Phillips, defensive end, Miami. This is a huge pick for them because they also lost some of the defensive ends in the offseason. So bringing in this fresh guy that was limited at Miami, but he's a very great defensive end, powerful, knows how to read the run, even rushes a quarterback as well. Could get to him, double team. He gets to him, very powerful. So the Colts improve their defense and select Jalen Phillips with the 21st pick. With the 22nd pick, the Tennessee Titans select Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss. They select this guy because they lost, I believe it was Corey Davis this offseason. So this brings in another weapon to help A.J. Brown and that offense with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, because most of the time you had double teams on A.J. Brown, and it didn't sit well for them. And they also lost their tight end, don't forget, Smith, to the Patriots. So this offensive weapon will be huge for them, and having two receivers that could go and get the ball downfield. With the 23rd pick, the New York Jets select Trayvon Mulligan, safety, TCU. I had this guy going higher in my first couple mock drafts, but the players that emerged after, I believe that's why he dropped a little bit. But this is a great safety and a great pick for the New York Jets. I believe he could even be in like a slot corner type of player, or even transition to the corner position. He's a great player and a great pick for the New York Jets. With the 24th pick, and no doubter, the Pittsburgh Steelers select, unless they want to select a quarterback, they will select Najee Harris, running back, Alabama. I know the running style probably doesn't fit right now because they run a lot of shotgun. But once they get under center, Najee Harris is gonna be a threat, and they still need to fix that offensive line because you need a line to run the ball. You just can't be all running back. But I believe this running back's the best in this class. Also, catching the ball wise, blocking, and running. He could do all three. So this is why the Steelers select Najee Harris with the first round pick of theirs. With the 25th pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe this pick's from the Rams for the trade they made with Jalen Ramsey. The Jacksonville Jaguars select Kadarius Toney, wide receiver, Florida. This is another receiver a lot of people haven't talked about. He's a great receiver, could get downfield, stretch the field, run after the catch type of guy. Huge. So I believe the Jacksonville Jaguars add to Trevor Lawrence in the first round and give him that wide receiver from Florida. With the 26th pick in the 2021 draft, the Cleveland Browns select Christian Baymore from Alabama, defensive tackle. He is a great pickup to solidify. They just signed Clowney now to go with Garrett, and now that middle of the defense of line is going to be stacked with Barmore there, and he's a great stuff runner, and he just need to get to a quarterback a little bit more, but that's the thing he'll learn in the NFL. So I have him going to the Browns, and the defense can be way better than it was last year with this pick. With the 27th pick in the first round, the Baltimore Ravens select Terence Marshall, wide receiver, LSU. This gives Lamar Jackson, his guy, a wide receiver, unless he wants someone else. But I believe this is the guy that they will select that will help him stretch the field, give him another weapon to work with, because mainly it's been the tight ends working with him because they haven't got him a receiver. So hopefully if they don't trade for Julio Jones, this is their guy they picked. They acquired this pick by trading their tackle, I believe, the last week or 2 weeks ago to the Chiefs, Brown Jr. So this is how they acquired this pick. With the 28th pick, the New Orleans Saints select Rashad Bateman, wide receiver, Minnesota. I was originally going to go with a tackle or maybe even a defensive player for the Saints here, but this makes sense because they're transitioning to a new quarterback. Jameis Winston probably has influence in this pick as well. And also, this gives them a second option besides Mike Thomas because Sanders left this offseason. So this gives them a great weapon on offense to go along with Michael Thomas and help either Hill or Winston get another weapon on that offense. With the 30th pick, I was trying to skip the Packers. With the 29th pick, the Green Bay Packers select Trayvon Jenkins, old tackle, offensive tackle, Oklahoma State. This is a pick that Aaron Rodgers probably, I don't know if he's going to like, but it's very necessary to help him throw the ball downfield, get him extra protection. I could see them taking a wide receiver in the second round, but if Rodgers influenced the first round, he could get a receiver, running back, I'm thinking running back, but a wide receiver. But this tackle is a decent tackle, really good tackle, could protect both sides, either left or right. So this is a pick that the Packers will go for and protecting Aaron Rodgers. With the 30th pick, the Buffalo Bills select Xavion Collins, linebacker, Tulsa. This is another linebacker that I had going early in my mock drafts in the teens, between 10 and 20. But he slid down because the players emerged, of course. But this player will fit the Buffalo Bills system. This brings in another player to go with that great defense they had. Even elite, probably make it elite. And this is a player that can move either side where the ball goes and cover and everything. So this is a great pick for the Buffalo Bills. With the 31st pick, again, the Baltimore Ravens select Samuel Kamasi, old tackle from Texas. This tackle is great from Texas. He's big, he's huge. So if the Ravens don't trade for Julio Jones, this is a pick to protect, of course, Lamar Jackson because they didn't lose. They traded away Orlando Brown Jr. to the Chiefs this offseason. So this solidifies his replacement. Either you could slide their current right tackle to left tackle or insert this pick there at left tackle. And the final pick, in the first round of the 2021 draft, the champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Gregory Russo, defensive end, Miami. This guy, I can't believe he fell so much, probably because he didn't play last year. But this guy's elite. He could be elite in the NFL. I think teams are bypassing him because he didn't play. But Tampa Bay, they brought everyone back so he could learn under Sue and those guys on the defensive line. But I believe Tampa Bay doesn't go wrong with what position they pick because they're in win now mode. This player's like for the future because Sue and them are getting older, so they can't go wrong here. But I have them selecting Gregory Russo from Miami, defensive end. This pick's great for them. He could even help them win now and going for that back-to-back championship. So there you have it, guys. The first round pick is done for my mock draft. Tell me what you think. Let me know. And don't forget, if you want me to break down the draft for you, especially the Niner fans that I have Mac Jones going with the 3rd overall pick. I want to hear from you guys. So let me know. And don't forget to watch the draft tomorrow night starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss it out. Don't miss out. And let me know your thoughts. Thank you.